Good day, Model Railroaders. How are you? A few of you guys have been waiting a little bit of time, which is kind of cool. So was I. Not really, but so I believe we had Wiggy Waggy first in the house tonight saying hello there, folks. And I guess it's 6 p.m. in a different time zone. I have started at 7 p.m. ever since I started a live stream. So I'm not quite sure how you thought I started at 6. But we got Curly Express. That name doesn't ring a bell. Must be somebody new in the chat. We got Joe Raider, Black Rock Central. How are you doing, my friend? And Joe Raider, Curly Express. This Curly Express name keeps coming up. I don't know about that one. Wiggy Waggy. Oh, there's a new one. John, number 2 with School Kill River Valley. How are you doing, sir? And we had Nancy popping in. Then we had Joe. I already said Joe Raider. Drew Dudes Model Trains. I got to learn to talk tonight. Wow. And I saw Digger Evans. I'm pretty sure I saw him. Maybe I should look at the right chat for a bit. See, I got them on the back. They're on the wrong screens. I did it again. I went backwards. Tristan, how are you doing? And Norman Rowe, nice to see you. Steve 87's been up since 3 o'clock in the morning, so he hopes this is an exciting show. I don't know if I could do that or not. Maybe. Who knows? You get my side profile all of a sudden. Like I said, I screwed these up. So maybe if I do this, I do this, I put this over here, put that over there, make that big again, make that big again, and now I'm looking at you guys. Here's looking at you, Sam. Sean McGee, nice to see you. Nate Jackson, there's Digger Evans again. Nancy J, nice to see you popping in. And CP368 Productions. Hello, how are you? Curly Express again. Curly Express, new name. New Haven End Scale. How are you doing, sir? And then on top of that one, we got New Haven Rails. Wonder if they're related. Huh. You never can tell with YouTube. Oh, everybody's saying hi to everybody. That is great. I was planning on getting started on my scratch build of my car shop. And lo and behold, I started on the weekend and I got basically a box drawn. That's it. Then I ended up doing something else. And I ended up cleaning up the garage. And then I ended up cleaning up part of the shed, painted the shed, put shelves up, moved stuff from the garage to the shed. So now you can walk around in the garage, which is really cool. You can park cars in it too. Why not? Norman Rowe saying hi, and Container Man 68's popping in. Nice to see you, bud. Container Man 68, don't yell at me like that. So last weekend just ended up being way too busy, and then of course the wife does a lot of the barbecuing, so the bottom fell out of our barbecue, so she went and bought a new one of those, put that together. She did it all. I just watched. It was great. Beer in hand, watched her do her work. Perfect. So needless to say, I didn't get much done, drawn, or anything to that scratch build that I was doing. Hopefully this weekend. I know I'm going to go to Toronto this weekend. My birthday's on the 25th, which is Saturday. And we are going to go down to Miniature Canada, or Canada's Miniature Land, or something like that. Anyway, it's a train layout. And when they're all done, they want to do all of Canada, right from one side to the other. But right now they got like Hamilton, Niagara Falls, Toronto, Mississauga. These are all cities and things that I've worked in. So going to go and check it out. They got a 3D booth in there that you can kind of pop in. They can take a 3D scan of you, and then they put you on the layout. So that should be kind of cool. James Galton, Sparky, my glue is packed away. Well, you could go to the dollar store on your way over here and get some crazy glue, and we'll make some trees. Oh, Don, thank you very much. Like you said, it's on Saturday, so I might just do a live stream on Saturday night. Who knows? See how things go. Steve 87, wow, really avoiding that build. Steve, I just started it last week. Last Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays. It was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm kind of avoiding it, but just been busy around the house. Weather is really hot. So just finally turned on the air conditioning in here. So I don't know. Hopefully it catches up. Don saying happy birthday. So we got Jeff, the railroad enthusiast. Ethan Armrich, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Sean McGee, are you up at the trailer again? Or are you home working and then you go up to the trailer on the weekends? Can I get into car now without you having to back it out? No, you can't. No, the door's still too close to the wall, Sean. So still got to back out for passengers to get into my car. So I have kind of put down in the chat, not in the chat, but in the description, Sparky, we got the keys to the new house. Hey, right on, James. So we're going to want to tour that new house of yours and see how big the train area is actually going to be, because I think that's going to be really cool. The new layout in the fall. And if you need help, just ask Sean. He'll come over and help you out. I'm sure I will too, sir. So yeah, if you need a hand putting anything together, James, or bench work or anything, just give me a buzz and I can pop over to the new place and see how you're doing. Is everybody still saying hi to everybody? Very, very cool. Mine says we got 27, 25 now watching with 12 thumbs up. We got to do something about that wall. What wall? Oh, that's my house. You can't do anything about that wall because then you're into my house. That'd just be crazy. Digger Evans saying hello to everybody. So like I said, I couldn't get to the scratch build part. I couldn't draw it out. Curly Express Dwight. Happy birthday, Sparky. Thanks, buddy. I'll give you this big honking thing just because it's so cold in here. Oh, thanks. And Curly Express has been a member for 12 months, and I've never noticed who the guy is before until now. So, no. If everybody doesn't know, Dwight Curly did change his name. He's now Curly Express or Dwight. I figured the Dwight kind of gives it away, so not bad at all. And watch his last video that he just posted, and that kind of explains why he changed his name. So, but I guess he's wanted to do it for a couple of years. So, house in Cambridge might be sold tonight. Very cool. 2448 Toyman's been trying to sell his house now for a month, and it just won't sell. Hey, Raton, how are you doing? Hi, Sparky. Did the plaster cloth work out? Looked okay in video, but how do you like it? I think it's got to be touched up with some more paint and stuff like that. It dried a lot lighter. I did do a short video of just showing how it dried. So it is on the channel up there. It's good for a base coat. A lot better, of course, than just having plywood down. And then after that, you put the plaster cloth and stuff down like that. Now you got white instead of brown. So add some paint into the water and get her done that what? And why not? So and Taking a Man 68. I'll give up Parliament and I'll put a blonde one on for you because I know you like blondes. There you go, bud. I'll be a blonde just for you for the next 5 minutes. Couple minutes anyway. First one was starting to get warm. Oh boy. Frank Neer, nice to see you. Evening, everybody. Evening to you, sir. That's a funny wig. Now you just got to dye your hair blonde or pink. Well, Jeff, we keep getting super chats, bud. You might just see, well, there's blonde. You never know. You might just see pink. It could happen. Sparky for the guitar player in Queen. Brian May. You guys are awesome. Very cool. And you guys can see some of these people with little train icons, symbols beside their name. That's because they're members of my channel. I don't do it for the money. I do it just so you guys can get the little symbols and stuff like that. So it's like 99 cents and $1.99. $5.99, or there's a crazy one for like $599. You can try that one if you want. And I put this blonde one on and I eat it every time. Howdy, Sparky and everyone. There's Mystic popping in and Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider. How are you doing, sir? And I don't think you're quite home yet, are you? I don't think you. You just posted a video like a couple days ago. You were still over there, so. But hey, it only takes, what is it? It's a 5-hour flight from the UK to Toronto. So, you never know. Ethan Armrage, member for 3 months. Very cool, sir. Very cool. Cool. Look forward to seeing your final result. And that's kind of what I'm getting to. I keep reading the chat. So, Kyle Stevens, nice to see you, bud. So, Big thing that I want to do on the top level, why I did it with green paint in with the plaster cloth, was to change it green and just get rid of that horrible white that we all have to paint anyway. Still going to paint parts of it, but I think the underside of it being the color of greenish white is not going to be too bad. I'm going to add some bark, some broken up leaves and stuff like that down to the bottom and the base level of it. So you might not see too much green down there anyway. But what I want to do in that area, and it's about 5 feet long from that corner to that bridge, is I want to put tall trees, very tall trees that go up and over the train. And then the canopy of the trees actually goes over top of the tracks. So as I'm doing the GoPro live, you pretty much see trees all over the place. Kind of like a view blocker type thing, because it is the top level, right? Grandpa Rails, nice to see you, sir. And yeah, Anthony Dodge still in the UK. Man, that would be awesome. I know next time we go, Amy and I have already been talking about it because we're planning on going to the UK next year and then over to Paris and see the Eiffel Tower and a bunch of that other stuff. But we're already talking. It's going to be a 2-week trip for sure. So can't wait. Getting excited, and we're just in the planning stages of it. So living it through you once again, Anthony, because I know when I was over there, I had a blast. And Amy's into the castles and stuff like that, old stone buildings and things like that. So of course she does that, and of course I go and do the train things, right? So the UK is full of that kind of stuff, trains and historical things. So Joshua Williams, Sparky, remember my question: when are doing scenery? I'm getting there. I am trying to get there. Definitely going to be very costly, for sure, Jeff. But you only live once, you know that, and you can't die with your money. I don't have a lot of money, neither's Amy, but we're gonna enjoy it, and we're gonna start traveling and stuff like that. I was married to my job way too long, and why not travel and enjoy it? And YouTube's kind of help with that, right? Because you meet all these people on YouTube, and then you want to go and meet them in person. So why not? Getting back to the scenery. I need a train show to go to because this guy's at the train shows in this area, the train guy, and he doesn't have a website. I don't get that. But handcrafted trees that he does, but they're really expensive. And like I said, I want to do higher trees. This says top chat. Why does that say top chat? Why does YouTube do top chat? It's just stupid. But that over there. So you got a locomotive like yay big, right? And then any trees that basically you buy from Woodland Scenics, like there's the size of the tree. So yeah, it's big and everything, but the branches still aren't quite where I want. The train's gonna hit it still. Guess I could go like that, but it's still gonna hit it. Double stacks are obviously higher than a locomotive. So I want to go higher and higher. And like I said, I want the trees to come up on the sides, canopy to go over top of the tracks. When you're doing the GoPro live streams that I'm starting to get back into now too, the GoPro, basically it'll be a view block, right? So the reason why I want to see about this train guy thing is, like, I like his business card at the back of it. And you guys can come back to this video at any point. We are at, like, I don't know, how far into this video are we? I don't know, it doesn't say. But anyway, there's something you guys can look at. So real height compared to the scale that you're doing. And I'm figuring that I'm going to have to buy a couple O scale trees just to get to the effect that I want to get. Trees, buying them, you can make them, you can go out and pick them. There's just so many different ways to do trees nowadays. 3D printing of trees is starting to be a thing. There's just so many possibilities, but the most expensive way to do it, obviously, is buying them from Woodland Scenics, as they're made already, pre-made trees. And they're just not big enough for what you want. Like you guys saw that scale that I just held up. So if you want an 80-foot tree in HO scale, it's got to be 11 inches high. Well, most of the trees you buy are like 4 inches, 5 inches high. So what's that? 4 inches. So you're looking at like a 29 to 36 foot tree. You go outside of your house anytime that you want, Okay, Container Man, thank you very much. So 13 minutes in, and that's where that scale is for. I'll even show it again. Wow, it's up on the screen all the time, but 13 minutes in, basically, guys. If you ever want to check that again, just come back to this video. There it is, and then you can build some trees the height that you want. But what I'm trying to get at is you just can't buy trees that are the right size for what you want. To me, for HO scale, they're always going to be too small. N scale, you could buy HO scale trees. Then you're starting to look into like bigger trees. I think they would look good that way. So I think the manufacturers have really kind of screwed up when it comes to trees. Now, the one tree that I did show, again, is the Woodland Scenics tree. And I just got other branches on it. That's one of the bigger trees you get. You can get 2 of these trees in a pack. And in Canada, they're about 35 bucks, depending on what style of tree it is. So $25, $35, you get 2 of those. And it's roughly about, I don't know, 8 inches high, right? They're not bad. But you can make your own a lot cheaper, right? So talking about making your own trees, you can always do that. Go out to Woodland Scenics or any other company. Go to your train stores, whatever. And Rick Bailey got me this set. And g'day, Boxcar Jerry. How are you? Welcome back. I know you were in here before. So, realistic tree kits. But if you look at the tree, they're really, really skinny trees in this one. Now, this kit, we'll open her up. This is the second kit. So you get the kits. And you just take the armatures and you twist them around. And that's how you get your branches all the way around it. And they give you clump foliage. One color, really kind of clumpy and bumpy and all that other kind of stuff. So what you end up with when you're making those style of trees is a tree that kind of looks like that. Not bad. Not the greatest. Again, this is about the highest one, biggest one that you can get out of there. But then you start getting into the 4 or 5 inch ones. Little 3-inch one. But out of that kit, that's the style of tree you're going to get. So, okay, that's great. If that's the style of tree you want to get, sure, I make a 50-foot tree of that or a 100-foot tree of that. It's not going to hit the train, but I'm not going to get the effect that I want of the branches and stuff coming over top of the tracks. It is one option. It's a little bit cheaper. Again, is it what you want? Again, go outside of your house, look around, take pictures of trees in your area. When you're out for a drive, take a picture of like all the trees in the landscape and stuff like that. How big are they? They're not 20, 30-foot trees. You're looking at anywhere from 70 to 80 to 100-foot trees out there. Ray Babel, nice to see you, buddy. And Wiggy Waggy's saying hi to Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt. Good day to you. And Thomas Grassi, how are you doing? Now, just a little comment to Thomas Grassi there. I know you've been looking into the cameras for your train to go live. The reason why I went with the GoPro Live Hero 8 Black was because it does go live. It's wireless, connects right to YouTube. Yes, it is a little bit bigger, but the only thing you have to think about then is when you're doing your layout, doing scenery, doing trees, you have to run your GoPro around and make sure it's not going to hit anything. So the only biggest difference I've seen with my GoPro that's not a problem is instead of doing a single porthole for like a mountain or a tunnel porthole or something, I got to use a double. And that way I'm guaranteed for my GoPro to fit through it. So Crooked River and Eastern Railroad, how are you, sir? I know you've done a video or two on trees too. So, and that is one thing, guys, like there is so many videos out there on how to make trees realistic, different kinds of trees, you name it. It is on YouTube. So I'm telling you guys nothing new. I'm just kind of looking at the fact that price matters. Wiggy Waggy. I preferred the redheads. Normally for that $1.99, I don't do requests. But for you, Wiggy Waggy, I'll give you the request. There you go, bud. Telling you I need a brush for this stuff. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad. I don't look good as a redhead, though, so price matters. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to get at with these trees. And like I said, when you go for a drive or something like that, and you're looking around, you don't see one tree. You don't see two trees. You don't see 5 trees. You see a ton of trees. Sometimes you only see a canopy across and a few trunks and stuff like that here and there. So just get some sage branches, turn them into armatures, and then just drape some Woodland Scenics tree canopy material all over them. That is one option, Norman, and it's a good one, and it's a lot cheaper too. And I do believe Sean McGee can get me some of those. He's got some in his garden, so he can do that for me. But another thing you can do, just as you're like out for a walk with your wife, or well, if you, I can say with the wife. Hopefully, I can start walking again soon. But just pick up some dead branches. Check that one out. Now, sure, you got to be a little picky, but nature's out there all over the place. So while you're walking around and stuff like that, right? And then you just take some of the, well, here's another tree that you get. And I forget these ones are really hard to find nowadays. But you see these little branches and stuff like that, they break off them. Poof, there you go. Take some crazy glue, which is why I was telling James earlier that you need crazy glue. And you just start gluing these things all over the place. Well, there's just one little part of it. Now you imagine that all over that tree. Now, sure, it's going to take a bit of time to do that, but that's going to look pretty good, I think. And it's got a little branch at the bottom, put a swing on it or something. Who knows? Making your own trees, though, with everything that's nature is, I think, just the easiest way to do it. Oh, thanks, Wiggy Waggy. That's a nice armature. Thank you, Norman. And that only took me about, I found that one at work, actually. And I got about 5 of them from the same tree, that branch, bush, whatever. A bush is probably the best thing if one's fallen over or dead or something. Just check it out. But it's already got the bark and everything on it. Spray paint that brown, you're good to go. So, getting back to Woodland Scenics, again, they got so many kits and stuff like that you can do. Realistic tree kit. Now, I don't understand why they call all of them realistic. It's only as realistic as you're going to make it, right? So anyway, pop that open. What do you get in this little kit? Now, of course, there's no price on that, but I did get it from Otter Valley Railroad. And they do have these type of kits. But again, you get the clump foliage with it. And clump foliage, just buy that by the bulk. Like the bigger the bag, the cheaper it's going to be. And again, you get some of these little armatures right here. This one gives you, basically 2 little bushes with it. But you can break those apart. And again, make branches and stuff out of those, right? And they got the foliage and stuff on there already. Not bad. But check these ones out with this kit. Keep in mind that scale thing that I showed you, right? So here's one that's about, I don't know, that's maybe 2 inches high. I'm going to turn that thing over. 2 inches. 2 inches isn't even on this guy's chart. So that would be like a 15-foot tree. Yippee. So you get that one with this kit. You get that one. You get that one and that one. So you get 4 trees. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm ripped off. Hopefully Woodland Scenics isn't, well, hey, Woodland Scenics, even if you are watching this, 4 trees with that kit to make realistic trees. All right, well, how hard is it to make the trees? You take the base off, And then again, you're supposed to twist these around. I don't know how realistic of a tree you're going to make with that. That's about 3.5 inches. Again, wasn't even on the guy's scale. Okay. Put some glue on it, clump foliage on it. You're good to go, right? Okay. You N scale guys got it made. I'm telling you. Mr. Vinster, how are you, sir? Hello, chat. Watching on my phone. Hard to type. Well, you are in the hospital, so just hit the little button that sends it up to the TV, Vinny, and then every TV in the hospital will have my live stream on it right now. That would be very cool. SMT Mainline, how are you, sir? Frankie and their Rail Fan Productions. Nice to see everybody popping in. Derek Alexander, hello, Sparky. I hear you're talking about Rick tonight. A little bit. I said Rick to begin with because he did buy me that first set of trees, kits, and stuff like that. Like I said, they're not bad, but again, how realistic does that look? I don't think I've actually seen a tree that looks like that. So, again, stop in nature. Just when you're out for walks and stuff like that, if you see it, stick it in your back pocket, bring it home. Make one like that. Now, Heath was nice enough. Humanity Junction. 2448 Toy Man was selling off most of his stuff on his layout. Yeah, you can super glue the little armatures under the big armatures. Yes, Norman, that's the whole process. And that's what I'm going to do with this one, that's for sure, is take a lot of those. But Heath bought me a bunch of the stuff that was coming off of Ron's layout. And that was not bad. That's a good size. That's probably an 80-foot tree. And it's nice and round. It's exactly what I want. Take the train, put it there at the base, and the train will go right over top of that. And the canopy will be, put it up in I want the canopy to kind of go like that when the train's going through with the GoPro. So what are these trees called? Why can't I figure that out? Anyway, it'll come to me after the live stream. I know it will. So the other thing that you can do is you can always start buying them from people. You got Bob Long Shadow Trees. And these are some of, well, this is one of his earlier trees that he did. Bob Long Shadow Trees, supporter of Vinny's channel there. He does not ship to Canada. Super Trees, that's it. Thank you very much, CP368. I don't know why that just wouldn't not come to my... I couldn't think of that for the life of me. So, Loaded Lumber for Phoenix and Birch. But I do have a few of this guy's trees on my layout. He does a good job. He's getting a lot better. He's been in making trees now, I say, at least for 7 to 10 years. And not a bad tree. Like I said, though, if you're in Canada, you can't get his trees because they won't make it over the border anymore for some reason. Oh, and the other tree that I got, there it is. Now, these ones will make it across the border. These are from Peter Lloyd. So that's M Peter LL on YouTube. And he's got his own little business going too. This is just one of his pine trees. I think those look pretty good. Furnace filter trees and kind of like a dowel type thing. I had to pull that one out of my layout, so I'll have to put it back. It was on the top there. So again, you can buy trees from Woodland Scenics and make them yourself. You can buy them from Woodland Scenics. They don't look bad, but they're really expensive. You can buy them from other people that are doing them. Or you can just turn out and start making your own trees just by stuff that you find on the side of the road, walking down a path, anything else like that. The super trees, if you get that kind of stuff, you break off the little branches like that, and you can make your own trees that way with super glue. These are all just the branches. You put them on the smaller branches. So kind of like, boom, like so. You can make a pretty good tree like that. Or you could go crazy. Now, I say that because this is kind of the way I like to do it. What kind of tree, Digger? Yeah, Digger, what kind of tree? A birch tree, Crooked River. Okay, there you go. Another way to do that is by getting wire. Take some spare wire that you got around the house, twist it up as a trunk. Then when you got all these branches up here like this, again, you take some of them, spin them around. Now you got another trunk. Make it smaller. Again, spin it around. And you just keep doing that kind of thing. Making more branches over and over and over again. Now, when I do this, see, that's just a couple twists, and I'm not even really trying, so. And Union Central System, super sticker, thank you very much, buddy. Give you a little black one. To get going into those wire trees, I cover the base with plaster cloth, paint it brown, and then I get into doing willow trees. Now, this is only my second one. So what I do is I take all that wire, make all the little branches like that. All my branches that are small, that is thread. I put white glue on the thread, and I dip those through just kind of a leaf material that you can buy again. Different kinds that you can get, guys. You can get one called Super Leaf. They look really good. Has a leaf on your tree. Or you can go again, Walters, Woodland Scenics, and you just get that really fine turf type things, but they call it leaves too. Yeah, leaves ground cover. And you can get different colors and stuff like that. So on the thread, I put glue, run the glue down the thread, and I take that and I dip it right through this material, let it dry. The way I let them dry is on a clothespin. Hard to see, put it on my shirt maybe. Just fold them in half. Now these trees are not hard to make. They're just very, very time consuming. But if you get into making them, and like I said, it's just a piece of thread. I fold that in half, put it in the clothespin, and that holds them like that. And then that just drapes over the branch. Where'd it go? So you just take that, drape it over the branch like so. And you put glue down the branch too. Do a bunch of them all in a line. And when you're all done, check out my GoPro Live. I've got the willow tree on the top level by the farm. My first one that I ever did. I think it looks amazing. And like I said, you'll be the only person with that particular tree. So what I'm really basically trying to get at, and it's only 7:33 and I ran out of stuff to talk about already, but doing trees and stuff like that, you can make it as hard or as easy as you want, as expensive or as cheap as you want. You can go out and buy this stuff from Woodland Scenics. How many trees are you going to need for your layout? I remember watching Jim Tedesco's video a couple times, and he says, oh, I'm going to need like anywhere from 500 to 1,500 trees on his layout. You guys tell me in the chat, how many trees do you think you're going to need on your layout just in certain spots? That spot that I'm talking about up there, at least going to need 30 to 40 trees for what I want to do. So do I want to spend $25 per tree at Woodland Scenics for the big ones? Or do I want to go out into nature, walk around, spend some money on some crazy glue, super trees, and go like that and make my own? You can buy the kits, like I said. Super realistic. I'm not sure how realistic they really are going to look. They're not bad, but you can tell that's a model, right? Get into the leaf foliage and stuff like that. See if this one's actually open. If you get the super leaf stuff, see how chunky that is? I do kind of recommend getting this kind of stuff if you're going to make trees with leaves and things like that. There's good texture to these leaves compared to the fine foliage that you would get there, right? Spend the time, want to make your own trees and stuff like that, start with a wire. You don't have to use the 22 or 18 gauge that I'm using. You can go a little bit bigger than that. Don't do a tree that I did during one of my live streams. I don't know, what was that, 3 years ago, where the tree was about this big. Everybody said it was an O-scale tree, which I could use up there right now, but make the details, do the details, and make it unique. The super trees are pretty much the same thing when you get them. Basically, you're going to get a bunch of that kind of stuff. And again, you just spray it with hairspray, put some leaves on it, fine foliage of some sort. You can do different colors if you want. This one here that he did, he tried to get some little flowers and stuff going on the one side of it, like it's a budding tree. Kind of like a birch tree on that one with the trunk, or you just paint that one nice brown color. Reason why I don't like the super trees as a stand-up part tree is I think the trunks are just too short, too small, too thin. Not the greatest, I think. But like I said, guys, again, go out, go for walks, find something like that. Obviously a lot bigger. I just cut the end off it. Put a little drill hole in there. You can put a dowel sticking out the end. That'll go right into a piece of foam. Drill a hole into your plywood, stick it in, stand up. But that, I'll see what I can do with that in about a couple weeks. Might do that on a live stream, might not. I was going to try to do this tree tonight, but I don't have any super glue. I looked everywhere, and I've got model glue. All my model glue says plastic, plastic, plastic. So I tried to glue wood to wood. It don't work. So basically, you have to have super glue to do that. Hairspray, spray it, mist it, spray it again with hairspray. Bob's your uncle. Ravenhawk 6910, how are you doing, sir? O-scale tree. I don't really think so. Like, again, looking at that list, that might be, that's not even 12 inches, Anthony. So 12 inches in HO scale is only an 87-foot tree. I know there's a lot of like I said, check out the trees when you're out driving, going to work, out in the countryside. Inside a city, maybe not so much, because cities prune them, look after them, keep them down, watch for power lines and things like that, right? But you got out in the, quote, wild, where trees are just left to go and grow and grow. How big is a tree? I guarantee they're a lot bigger than that 30-foot tree, right? That one, maybe a 15-foot tree. So most trees are too small for the scale. Stu Structures, I do agree. And that was one of the first things I did say. I think N scale's got it made when it comes to trees. N scale can buy HO scale trees, and I think they would look amazingly realistic. HO scale, you're pretty much, if you're not building a town or a city, you're going to have to make your own trees. Simple as that. So, any real questions out there, guys? And that's, like I said, that's all I've basically got for you guys. One thing that I can kind of add, though, when you guys are doing leaf foliage and stuff like that, I've made myself a box. And like I said, I do thread. So what I do is I take the thread from here to here, loop it around a couple times, and then back here. And then I take this stuff and I use this box. It catches it all for me, so you're not wasting it. But that's the leaf foliage, the actual bigger stuff. And I just keep dripping that on. You can sprinkle it on, pinch it on, whatever you want. You can add different colors. The sky's the limit when you guys are going to make your own trees and stuff like that. Even this stuff from Super Trees. Again, a little bit of hairspray and stuff like that. He's added fine foliage and stuff like that to those. Not bad. But again, like I said, I think the trunks are too thin on those types of things. Bob Long Shadow Trees. He is a wire tree type of guy too. Like there's the bottom of it, and he uses thicker wire. And then what he does is he puts more wire through two pieces of wire like this, and then he spins them in a drill. And then you guys really kind of see it. But all those little pieces of twine or wire that he uses sticking out the side kind of puffs out, makes a tree. And again, just sprinkles it with hairspray or glue. Adds the foliage to it. Add a little bit of hairspray at the end to seal it up. You see there's one of the wires right there at the bottom. Pretty fine. Lots of videos out there, guys, on how to make trees. Different kinds of trees. If you're not going to go outside and take pictures of trees, just look on the internet. Everywhere you look, there's going to be a tree. There's probably a tree in my picture, right? Well, maybe not. Not in my live stream. I could open my door, I guess, and you would see a tree just outside there. But you can thicken the trunks up with air, dry clay. Oh, okay. Sorry, Norman. For some reason, like air was getting to me there. But yeah, and like I said, I like to use the Woodland Scenics plaster cloth on them. Wrap them up a few times like that, and it dries nice and hard too, and you can sketch little circles and stuff in them. There are tons of landscape plants that can be cut for armatures as well. Stu, go ahead in the chat and name a few that we can grow in our own backyards. And then that's even a cheaper way to make trees and stuff like that, especially if you're growing it yourself. I said, I just went for a walk. I'm walking around at work and seen that dead bush and picked that up out of there. And like I said, it was a little bit longer, had a couple more branches off it, but I just looked at that part. When you're looking at stuff laying around, don't look at the whole thing. Kind of break it down into what can I do with that small piece of it. So we took that, kind of did that to it, sort of. Yeah. You get the idea, right? Okay, guys, that's pretty much what I had for you tonight, was the trees and stuff like that. Like I said, I was kind of hoping to make that tree tonight, but nope. I couldn't find the super glue, so couldn't do it. What do we got? We got sedum, and I've heard of that one. Sagebrush, azalea, bushes. Make good armatures for trees. You can grow seafoam bushes. I tried to look up seafoam, Norman. I wouldn't even know where to find it, because you put seafoam in Amazon or eBay, that you don't get stuff like this. I'm telling you. Wait till fall after it blooms and dry it out over winter. That's Rabel Bell saying about the sedum. I think it's sedums that Sean brought me over, and I've got some in the back. I cut a lot from, I can't even pronounce some of this stuff. But yeah, guys, say it in the chat. Great plants and stuff that you guys can use for armatures or branches, leaves. Now, some people do that. They wait for the fall. They go out and they pick up some maple tree leaves and stuff like that off the ground. dry them out, throw them in a blender, and just blend the snot right out of them. And that's pretty much how you get something like that. Now, I don't know about adding green paint to them, but Mini Prince, hi, how are you, buddy? You're a little late, and I'm pretty much done. So, but I go see if I can find those things from Sean McGee. Hold on. Yeah, so you got to remember Sean McGee's little N scaler. But he brought over a bunch of these things that he grows in his backyard. And again, it's just like the super trees type thing. Get a lot of that stuff. You can color that up, dye it, break it off, things like that. And you've got your little branches and stuff like that. Now, they make pretty good bushes and stuff like that for HO scale, but some of them he did add some scenery and stuff to them. So they turned out like that. Pretty cool. So there's a lot of plants out there that you can use. And Timothy, I actually thought about that. You know those bonsai trees and stuff like that you can buy? I thought about doing that. Getting like 6 or 7 bonsai trees, planting them all up there on the top level and stuff like that. I probably want to do them on the main level though, because you'd have to water them. So yeah, I think that's what he said it was, Stu, was sedum. Sedum. So okay, guys, that's it for me. All about trees. Hopefully it gives you guys a little bit more ideas. Like I said, when it comes to model railroading, we all think about trains, track, bench work, grass, bridges, cars, people, mini prints, things like that. But you don't really think about the cost involved when it comes to doing the actual scenery, when it comes to trees. Scenery materials basically is pretty cheap. But when you get into doing split rock, I don't think broccoli would work, but you never know. It just might. Who knows? So, but yeah, that just threw me right for a loop. Thanks. But thinking about nature, or when, like I said, when you're out looking, like I can look out my back window right here, right now. How many trees do you guys see? How many different kinds of trees did you guys just see? It's not one kind of tree. We all get stuck on that too. Okay, I'm going to plant pine trees. Well, what about maple trees, birch trees, oak trees, willow trees? There's probably 150 different species of trees to think about too. Mix them up. Nature isn't one kind of tree in one spot. Next spot, different kind of tree. Go to the next town, you get a different tree. Mix it, do a variety, make your own, buy some. You know what really would work? Maybe we should all get together and we'll all make 10 trees and then find 9 friends and we'll all ship them out to each other. So we all end up with 10 different trees. That's almost an idea, you know that? Get a group together that would do 10 trees and then ship them out to everybody. So everybody would have 10 different trees. Huh. Leave that with me. Or, hey, if you guys want to start something like that, go for it. So, okay, I'm out, guys. That's all I really want you guys to think about. Nature, trees, go for a drive, go for a walk, take some pictures, and just have variety. But think about the financial aspect of it too. It's probably a lot better if you do them yourself. Different ways to do it. All you got to do on YouTube, guys, is say making model trees. It's amazing what comes up on YouTube. It's all out there. All right, try Googling. Thanks for popping in, bud. I did see you a little bit earlier, but I was too busy yammering. Stu Structures, thank you so much for popping in and adding some to the chat. Humanity Junction, nice to see you, sir. I did get those trees. I don't know if you were here when I said that, but I bumped Well, I didn't bump into Ron. Ron and I ended up talking for a bit last night. Picked up that box. Got quite a few trees in there. Some of them look like that. Some look like that. So I'll go through those. You never know. Okay. Have a good one, guys. Like I said, take pictures of trees. Go look at trees. Make some trees. You'll thank me now because it doesn't matter how big your layout is, you're going to want 100 trees. Guarantee it. I need 100 friends. That's what I need. I need 100 friends to do 100 trees, and then we'll all spread those around. Maybe I'll start with 10. Good night, everybody. Bye for now. Bye.